Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. And tonight, the West Side happens to be what I call the Dolphin Den. So I need for you to stay tuned because right after the intro, we're going to talk about a couple of football games, and we're also going to preview the homecoming game. So please, please, please stay tuned. And then also, Coach Smith is going to join us. So we're going to chalk it up and just kind of talk about a couple of games and, give you some updates as it relates to Pali football. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you right after this particular intro.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a P! 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 Stop playing with a P!
Some call it the gridiron.
Nice run, way to skim it.
Others, 100 yards of pain.
Ah, too much.
We just like to call it football.
Football.
With Facebook James.
Football, baby.
That last line gets me every time I hear football, baby. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley, previously known as Facebook James, but we'll talk about Facebook and YouTube in a little bit. But welcome to the show. And you know what? I really apologize for not scheduling the live like I normally do. But thank you for those of you who are watching. If you're watching right now, go ahead and do me a favor. Just go ahead and drop in the comments if you're watching. If you can, drop in "Go Pali" just to let me know that you're here, that you're watching. And then, of course, if you're watching a little bit later, as some of you do sometimes, go ahead and you can use a hashtag replay squad. That would be very, very cool. So yeah, we got a lot of football to talk about. We got 3 games to talk about, and then we have to talk about and mention some new updates as it relates to how we're going to live stream. And so, let's go ahead and kick it off with that. So last week at Hamilton High School, where our boys were victorious, I had scheduled the live and everything was, ready to go. I had tested it out. And sure enough, when it's time to go live on YouTube, my orientation did not want to rotate to my standard landscape mode, right? You don't want to see anything in portrait mode. That's kind of a weak way, not how we do things over here. And so each time that I went, it just, for whatever reason, stayed in portrait mode. And so basically, if you're looking at the camera right now, this is portrait mode, right? So you want to be able to see the whole field instead of just, the portrait mode like the TikTok, what we call the tall videos, right? And so I just had to made an executive decision and then run over back to Facebook because Facebook has been faithful throughout the years. And then what I did last week, I was able to very quickly upload the football games up to our YouTube channel. So that's what we're going to do. And now hopefully the message has been sent out to the Pali football community. So this week, if you're looking for me on YouTube, I will not be there. I will be in the Facebook Pali High football community live, probably about 15 minutes or so before the game. This week is homecoming. And so if you are an alumni, if you played football at Pali, if you attended Pali, if you know someone who attended Pali, come on out and participate in our homecoming game. This week it's against Fairfax High School, which is supposed to be a pretty decent game. It's supposed to be, our hardest competition in the league, and we'll talk to Coach about that. So yeah, so sorry for the inconvenience, but we're going back over to YouTube so that we can just make sure that everything is wonderful. We've been live over there for the past couple of seasons, and so we're just going to return back. And so just come on back over, come on back over to Facebook. And again, hopefully you can have enough time to create a Facebook account. And just join us over on Facebook and just do a search for Pali High Football. And like I said, tomorrow's game or this week's game, Friday night's game, is at 7:30. It's not at 7. So that's a programming note. The game is at 7:30, and I'll probably go live for like around 7:15 or so. All right. So, and we'll, send out some information, put it on our This Week in Pali TikTok page. It's already on IG. I believe it's on Facebook as well. So we just want to make sure everyone who is expecting to see the live stream on YouTube, come on over to Facebook and you'll catch us over there. Hey, Maureen Lascala, she says, go Pali. And let me go ahead and kind of resize that. Who's been in my studio playing around with my graphics? That's not cool. I know my cat sometimes comes over when I'm at work and likes to lay on my keyboard and everything. But yeah, so thank you, Maureen. Appreciate you hopping on tonight. So without further ado, I think that's all the updates I really have. Also, here's my last one, actually. For those of you who are parents, supporters of Pali football, we really need your volunteerism. If you would like to volunteer to help our, JV, you want to volunteer during our varsity game, then there's a link. And what I'll do is I'll post it at some point so that everyone who wants to be a part of Pali football, either in our concession stand, on our chain gang, you can have that opportunity as well. I know there's going to be food trucks sponsored by the Associated Student Body. They're going to do their thing, but it will be really, really helpful and advantageous for you to support Pali football, especially at our concession stands. And just know that all of those funds that are generated from our concessions goes to support Pali football. And then I believe also our program booklets are available as well. So I've seen read some emails. And so, bring some cash and, support, especially if you're a parent, Pali football supporter, and you want a nice color program booklet. And I think it features both our cheerleaders and our JV and varsity football teams. And so we'll drop some links a little bit later so that everyone can kind of join in, pick their spot where they want to volunteer, and make sure that we have a successful homecoming game this coming Friday. All right, so that's a mouthful right there. And so without further ado, I have Coach Smith, the varsity head coach. So let's go ahead and bring him on real quick. There he is. Hey, Coach, what's going on? I think you are.
How you doing?
There you go. Okay.
2 weeks in a row. It's not good.
It's all good. I saw your mouth movement. I was like, okay, is it me? But it's all good. Okay. I'm glad to know. It's not me. How you feeling today?
Feeling good. Feeling good about this week. So excited to get this game going.
Absolutely, man. So let's, we got a lot of football to talk about. We got, kind of like 3 games to discuss. Let's go ahead and discuss the first one. Let's discuss our game against Hamilton High School, home of the Yankees last week. A nice win, 27-0. And it was a short week. Now, how did you prepare, rally the troops after, the disappointing loss to Brentwood? And we'll talk about that in a second. But how did you rally the troops for a Thursday afternoon game?
I think the motivation, the situation kind of rallied themselves after the Brentwood loss. And I think everybody was just excited to get that out the way, move on to the next game and, kind of avenge our loss the previous week. So, I didn't have to say much. I actually didn't say much during practice. We just game plan for Hamilton. It's kind of a quiet week from everybody, and I just think they were more focused on, getting Brentwood out the way and moving on to Hamilton. And, it was a good win. Anytime you get 0 points on the board, it's always a good win. So didn't have to say much. It was just kind of, we messed up last week. Let's move on and let's take it out on the next opponent.
Absolutely. Yeah. At Pali football, we love the donuts. So did you supply the team with some donuts?
The donuts came. Yeah, there were 6 boxes in my office, so they all got donuts.
Okay, so what brand did you get? Let me see, what kind of donut connoisseur are you?
So Coach Reed brings them because of defense. So he gets, I think it's Winchell's.
Okay.
Yeah, Winchell's. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to Coach Reed, man. He can go over to Randy's or somewhere, and
I'm more of a mom and pop donut place myself. Yeah, I like the low key ones. Those are the glazed. The glazed donuts come from there. They're moist and good.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Coach Reed. Just come on,
Right.
man.
No, I said the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, a donut is a donut. The most
Right.
important thing is you got to win. The defense was on point, and it looks like your offense was clicking a little bit. I know there were a couple of turnovers, but it looks like the boys found a way to make things happen against Hamilton High School.
Yeah, the game plan was to run the ball more. So that's what we did. Even on some obvious passing downs, I just force fed the ball to the running backs, and they did a great job of, just running the ball as hard as they could. The line did great. Um, Shiloh finally scored his first touchdown of the season. Harrison got 2 touchdowns, even though one was a passing touchdown. But just getting the running backs involved more was the game plan, and they did a great job.
Yeah, I think and the folks always say, if you look at football, if you open up the running game, it's definitely going to open up the passing game. And so, the boys were, on point, running as hard as they could. And I was kind of happy for Shiloh, because it was his first,
Right.
and just giving him some touches, and also, and I think maybe a couple of times I mixed them up, Harrison and Shiloh.
Yeah.
But and then Terrell, he continues to run hard, and so it's always great to see the running backs, do their thing, and it's just kind of pound the rock a little bit instead of always looking for that pass all the way downfield.
Yeah, my game plan is not. I don't go into the game thing, "Oh, we're going to throw the ball 60 times a game." Just whatever the defense gives us is what I call. But this particular game, I say I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna pound the ball this week, and like I said, they did a great job, and the linemen did a great job, and I mean, we just game plan just to run the ball down their throats. We felt like we could, and the kids did a great job executing it.
Absolutely. Now, and I think we were talking a little bit before we went on the air. Just kind of explain, to the viewers, why, folks, why folks had to endure a Wednesday game for JV and a Thursday game for varsity. Now we know that they don't have any lights, and that's kind of been their mo. But from what I understand, in the next time we go back to Hamilton, which will be in 2 years, they should have lights. They can play at night and all that kind of good stuff. But just kind of give us the rationale for a Thursday afternoon game at 3:30.
Well, the reason why we played first, the reason why we play at 3:30 is because Templeton doesn't have lights. But the reason why I was on a Thursday is because a lot of there's a referee shortage in the city section. So a lot of those Friday games we had to move to Thursday. So every team in the city has to have a Thursday game this year. So it was kind of a last minute into the summer type of situation. So um, every team has a Thursday game. I think that this is our last Thursday game. We don't have to worry about it anymore. But I think going forward, unless there's more referees, obviously, each team's going to have a Thursday game just to kind of help those referees get to referee more games.
Absolutely. And, it was kind of good. It felt like an off night on Friday, right? I know, at least for me, at least for me and my family, because, we don't have to make the long trek out to Pali on a Friday afternoon and, watch football. We just run around the corner basically on Thursday afternoon at 3:30.
Right.
And just kind of gave us a little time to kind of kick back and catch up on some things. I didn't catch up on too many things that I wanted to, but it was kind of good and refreshing just to have that game. And then the boys, again, they did awesome, and I know you were proud of them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I always tell them it's not, winning is easy, but after a loss is how you really determine, your character. And Brett was a tough loss. I didn't sleep very well at all, and that's why I was kind of quiet during practice. I just wanted to see how everybody was going to respond. And coming out in Hamilton, they responded very well. I had a meeting with the running backs, a couple other some other unhappy kids. So, we just kind of the coaches. We all regrouped, coaches, players. We all have the same goal: is to win league, win championship, and everybody's on the same page. So, hopefully, 2 weeks in a row, we can continue that momentum. And we had a good practice this week, so I think the kids are ready and ready to go.
Absolutely. And then um, when I got there, you guys were, I think you had the ball for a couple of possessions, and then there was a miscue. I think there was a turnover, and then right after, I think a couple of plays after that, they had a miscue. We got the ball back, and so in the beginning was kind of sloppy. And I'm looking at the at least the scoring. We scored 7 points in the first quarter, 7 points in the second, none in the third. But then we scored 13 in the fourth, making the final score 27 to 0. Now I have to tell you, my favorite play in the game was, I think it was in the fourth quarter, where and we were talking, pre-show about Alfonso, man, just him, picking up, having the presence of mind. And I forgot, the situation. I probably should have looked at it before we went live, but he had the presence of mind of, just to pick up the ball and take it all the way downfield, man. Just kind of explain what you saw, with the play, and what was the situation that he was in.
Well, I think it was right after, it was in the very beginning of the fourth quarter. I rallied the whole team before the fourth, and I said, we need to pick it up. It was only 14-0. We were dominating, but we weren't there yet. And the sideline was quiet. And I just told the kid, I was like, we need a spark, and we were out there and they drove the ball down to the goal line, and we, situations where things aren't really going, we put Alfonso in on D-line. And it's funny because right before that play happened, I thought to myself, I was like, we have to have a turnover and a score. It's just in my head, like, we have to score right now on defense. And then that very next play, Alfonso made the fumble, scooped it, rumbled, stumbled, 80-something, 90 yards or something like that. And, that was the whole, I told him that was the whole momentum change of the whole game. That's exactly what we needed. He stepped up, made the play, and after that, we just dominated the rest of the game.
Yeah, I'm over here actually trying to find it real quick as you were talking about it on YouTube. So no, it was great, and I especially look, because I was sitting over here. I'm like, okay, as I was talking, trying to set up the question, I was like, okay, Alfonso, he really does play offense. He's offense, but I'm just like, okay, and so it made sense what you just said. You put him in for defensive purposes. I was like, okay, because I was like, how is he gonna get a scoop and score? And then, the team just goes bananas, which was great, which was awesome for him and for the team. It kind of boosted the morale and allowed them to finish the game on high spirits.
Yeah, definitely. Every day in practice, he wants to run the ball. He wants to play running back. When we do special teams, he wants to be the receiver. And I tell him, I'm like, back up. So this is his one chance to get the ball and run it. And so now I'm probably going to hear it for the rest of the season that he can run the ball. But no, I was happy for him. The kids love him. I mean, I've never seen the kids so happy over one play. And on the bus ride home, everyone's like, man, I love Fonzo. I'm so happy for Fonzo. So, Fonzo's a great kid, great leader. And, I was happy for him as well as the kids were. So I think that really sparked, everything going forward now.
Yeah. I have it right here. I'm looking at it, and he's definitely on defense. I'm looking at Saxon and Matthew. So what I'll probably, so let's do this. I did have an opportunity to interview Alfonso, and so if I'm able to pull it up after the interview, I'll show it. Because again, he was just so exuberant, so happy, and I know he was gassed after the play.
Yeah, he was.
But in talking to him, he was just so happy and so excited. So I did have an opportunity to kind of talk to him right after the game, and so this is an interview that I did with him right after the Hamilton victory. So here we go. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from Hamilton High School, where the Palisades Dolphins has just earned a victory, defeating the Yankees 27-0 here at Hamilton High School. And I have my player of the game, Alfonso Orozco, number 50. Man, I think your play in the second half kind of turned things around. So just kind of tell us what you saw and what you did during the second half.
Well, my coach told me, he's like, hey, just go out there, get a stop for us. So I was like, all right, that's exactly what I wanted to do. got in there, stripped the ball to the running back. I saw the ball on the floor. I picked it up and I just started running. I didn't even know what was going on. I just ran.
Man, did you feel that you needed some oxygen after you ran it all the way back?
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe at all. I don't know what was going on. I remember I just couldn't breathe.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. No, that was good, man. I call you kind of the heartbeat of the team, man. They call you, I believe, Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. Man, just what did you think, man? I mean, you scored that touchdown, man, and just the reaction. Tell us about the reaction that you got from your teammates on the sideline.
Man, everyone was just showing love, everyone. All my teammates, I love them, man. We're a family, we're a brotherhood, and we show love for everyone another.
Absolutely. Okay, so last week you took an L against Brentwood. What did you guys do this week to kind of set it up so that you can have, you have a shortened week? The game is on a Thursday afternoon. So what did you guys do this week to kind of help yourselves prepare for the Yankees tonight?
So discipline, a lot of discipline. We worked on, focusing up more, just fixing the little things, that we had to get done. And, we just, as a team, we came together and started building that chemistry up.
Absolutely. So, listen, your next opponent is Fairfax, man. You still have practice tomorrow. Just kind of give us a preview of what it's going to take to tonight is the first night of league play. Right. What is it going to take for you and your teammates to do well and ultimately win the league championship?
We're just, we're going to have to work hard, put in those hours, and, just every day, to 110% effort on the field, just like that.
Absolutely. Well, man, I know your team is over there. They're getting ready to leave. I don't want them to leave you, but congratulations on the wonderful game tonight. Palisades, the Dolphins defeated Hamilton Yankees 27-0. This man right here had a big play in the second half. So we appreciate you, Alfonso Orozco, number 50. They call him Jelly Roll. So thanks a lot. Hey, man, thanks a lot. Hey, this is Mr. Riley signing off. We'll catch you next week at Fairfax. Thanks for watching. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Jelly Roll.
I didn't know that was his nickname, but his name is not Fonzo anymore. I'll tell you that.
No, he was just so happy. Now, again, one of the hardest workers, and just from my observation, I kind of choose folks or look at folks who are really working hard. Not to say that all the players aren't working hard, but who, for me, just who has the pulse of the football team, and Alfonso definitely has the pulse of the football team. His brothers are behind him, and just so happy for him.
No, definitely. He's obviously our center, and the center is like another extension of the coach and the quarterback. So he's the leader of the line. He makes the calls. He makes some of the calls for the quarterback. So he's not only a leader, he's a smart player. He gets guys in position. So it's really a blessing to have Alfonso on the team.
Absolutely. Now, I think I have I think I have it now. I don't know if I have it set up where we can listen to the audio, but let me see. Let me go ahead and see if my scenes are set up so that we can. We go. All right. So we got that. I'm not too sure if we can hear it, but again, I think you have him on defense. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the tape real quick, and it might be a little blurry, but let's see. The ball hits the carpet, and he just picks it up, and he's just gone downfield, just running, 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 right?
It's good to see the blocking ahead of him too.
Yeah.
So it was a great play all around.
Yeah, and I was looking for flags, and there weren't any flags on the play, so that was a good thing as well. Because sometimes when those things happen, there might be a flag or blocking the back or anything, but not.
Well, the funny thing was there was actually a flag on the ground from the previous play that the referee dropped. So I wasn't excited when the play because I saw the flag, and then the coaches on the headset was like, no, the flag was there before. So I had to make sure there was no flags. I was yelling at the ref, wave it off. Is it waved off? So
yeah,
that scared me a little bit.
Yeah, even I had the question. I was like, okay, because I think I did see a flag on the play, but then I was like, okay, well, and I think I even said it. I said, okay, maybe they're picking up the flag, but
right.
They ended up kicking the PAT, and it was all good. So there's Jelly Roll right there. Doing this thing. So no, the team was hyped, and they were hyped for the rest of the game. So that was a good moment for Pali football.
Yeah, it definitely changed momentum of the game. And, like I said, it was quiet on the sidelines for most of the third quarter. And after that, it was loud. Kids were talking, yelling. So it definitely changed everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Maureen is just asking, and maybe you can speak to this, coach. She's asking, can you explain why we keep dropping in max preps? Um, so you
Yeah.
go ahead, coach.
So what Max Preps is they look at strength of schedule, obviously wins and losses. So, for instance, to say we beat a team that's ranked lower than us, um, and they have a you know worse record, they don't, and another team may say close to us beats a team better than them.
Yeah.
We might drop, or that team might jump over us. So with the Brentwood loss and then beating a team that was ranked a lot lower than us, and like I said, maybe there was a team that was under us that beat a better team or something. They might have leapfrogged us. So that's why we probably dropped in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it's still early in the season, so the real thing that we have to look out for is not necessarily max preps. We have to look at the city section, and so I think the last time I checked, we were ranked number 6. Now I haven't looked at the rankings this week. We're probably still in the same area, maybe 6 or 7.
I think we're
Um,
7 now. Yeah.
Okay, so Maureen, we still have a lot of time to get where we need to be, and so don't worry about it. We're just in the beginning of league play, and so again, I think our hardest competition, and Coach can vouch for this. Our hardest competition is going to be Fairfax on Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. It's I know they're ready to play us. I've been getting text messages from people common friends or whatever,
Sure.
and they're ready to play, and they're ready for us. So and it's always the team always wants to ruin somebody else's homecoming. So they're definitely going to be ready, coming in hyped up. They're going to be loud. They have a 5-1 record, so they're on top of the world. So they're going to be ready.
Yeah, that didn't go so well the last time. I think, pregame, I was just sharing you 2 years ago when we were at Hamilton. It was their homecoming. And, as you can see, they don't have lights, but, they went all out because they were supposed to be pretty good. I think we came in with the same record. And man, they rented lights. I believe it was a sold out game. I mean, their homecoming was thumping. I mean, they had the music going on. They had the parade, old school parade like we used to
Right.
have in the cars driving through.
All right.
I mean, it was lit. But we came out in the beginning of the game and just punched them in the mouth. I mean, that was the year we went 11-0. We had Daniel Hugo and No. We had Moses Ross. We had Quasi. We had Christopher Washington. My son played on it. We had a whole bunch of folks, and they just came out, and their defense was just like stellar. Offense was just like stupid good. And so we just went. I felt sorry for Hamilton that night because we just ruined their homecoming basically,
Right.
and I think we might have even scored 35 or maybe 40 points that particular year. So
Oh wow.
we spoiled their homecoming. So I know exactly what Fairfax is going to do. Hey, Savior's actually watching. He says it was a big game. That was a great night. So thank you, Savior, for
Yes.
watching. Savior was a part of that team. He knows, and I think he even had a pick six or a scoop and score, just like Alfonso did. He had
Oh, nice.
a score near the end of the football game. So, I got him somewhere saved. His picture running it back, and so that was a good game. It was a good game. Offense, defense, special teams definitely did what they needed to do on their homecoming night. So I know what Fairfax is going to do and what they're planning. But before we get to Fairfax, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, man. I was putting it out. Let's go ahead and address that elephant in the room, man. Brentwood.
Yeah.
The showdown on Sunset or Sunset Showdown. Okay, Savior said it was a scoop and score. So thank you, son. Yeah, scoop and score for us. So yeah, they were doing their thing.
We'll make that a tradition every year. Scoop and score on Hamilton.
Absolutely. Somebody has to do a scoop and score.
Right.
All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the elephant in the room, Brentwood, man. So my perspective, and we haven't talked too much, about Brentwood. We were clicking the first half, man. Just tell us what you saw, what kind of plays you were calling that made us. I think we had 20. Well, we had 24 points by halftime, man.
Yeah.
So just kind of tell us, what you saw and how proud of how proud of the? I know you were proud of the team and how they played in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I knew what they were going to be doing. Spending 9 years over there and knowing the defensive coordinator, more than half my life. I just, I know his tendencies. I know who's going to run. I've seen it every day in practice. Knew the hand signals. And we had a bye week, so we had a lot of time to prepare. I just called what I saw, what I expected they were going to run, and everything we practiced offensively, defensively, they ran exactly that. The only adjustment they really made was offensively. They just started huddling more because we were calling their signals out, so they made that adjustment. We were just like you said, we were clicking the first half. Jarrell was running the ball very well. Roman was passing the ball. I mean, everything was open. We were catching the ball. I was a little worried after they came and scored the first drive how we were going to respond, but that very next drive we came back, scored about maybe 8 plays, I think, and then we got the ball back. Same thing, drove it. Everything that we worked on, was the coach's dream. Everything we worked on was working very well. And then the game stopped at halftime.
That's what you can say. And then
right.
dot.
Right, exactly, right. So, but at halftime I told the team, I said, look, they're going to adjust to the run. They're going to try to stop the run. And that's exactly what they, came out and did. It's funny. I went to dinner after the game with the defensive coordinator, and we were talking about the game, and he said, our whole speech for halftime was stop the run. So I told our team, I'm expecting that. They adjusted to it, which is why I called more pass plays, because I just anticipated them trying to stop the run. And, we just had a bad second half. And once they scored, defense kind of put their head down, walked. They felt like the game was over after one score, and we were still winning. Even in the fourth quarter, as bad we played, we were only down 11 points with 7 minutes left. We were never out of the game.
Right.
As far as points, but I think mentally we're out of the game once, the third quarter was over. And third quarter wasn't that bad. It was the fourth quarter that really did it. But, just everything that went right in the first half that didn't go wrong, we just kind of put our heads down there. I don't want to say give up, but our energy was just very low.
Okay. No, it was very low. No, well, Coach, I was going to say, man, I don't know, man. I think they did. And so even, I was talking to my wife and, after the game, and we were just saying, they have a tendency, this team has a tendency of putting their head down once they get down by a couple of touchdowns, and they feel that they can't get back in the game. And I know they're capable. And so my thought is, they have to figure it out. I mean, there's ebbs and flows in the game, right? And so they have to figure out, okay, if someone goes up by a touchdown and a field goal, then you still got time to, and they had a lot of time, Coach, to, get it together. But I think, again, and you might have called it, they just put their heads down and they're like, okay. And then, as you said, you're playing checkers. Both of you guys are playing checkers. You said the defensive coach from the other side, from Brentwood, was like, okay, we just going to stop the run, and you were trying to, combat that. And so, and it kind of led to, some of the turnovers, and then, just, man, we just couldn't get it. We just couldn't get, and then, there were some calls that didn't go away as well.
Right.
But, we can kind of, let's rule out the referees, because the referees are, they're going to be who they are. Let's control what we control. And so, I think we, as a supporter, our team needs to do a better job of not getting down, especially early in the third quarter, figuring it out, and not having the mistakes that they did in the second half of that game.
Yeah, we talk about finishing all the time. Like, even before the season, one of the few, talking to the coaches about last year, one of the things they mentioned was we just don't finish very well.
Yeah.
So even, all summer long, I was like, we start fast, but we have to finish. So that's always been an emphasis of mine all season long. I think one game, St. Genevieve's, it was kind of the opposite. We started slow and then we finished strong. So I thought, here's our chance. We're turning it around. But I just have to, as a leader of the team, I just have to keep hammering that point home. Like we have to finish. We start fast. We can't let little things distract us.
Yeah.
We have to finish. A lot of times we're worrying about the refs. Other teams are talking. We're worrying about the other team and getting out of our game. So, I just harp on it all the time. And if we're going to lose anything, it's going to be because we beat ourselves. So, that's been my message in the all season.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, because it's 4 quarters to a game, and our team, from my perspective, they showed up the first half. I was so proud. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good game right here. I'm like, all right, let's go, Pali. And the second half, I was just like, oh, come on, Pali. But I'm glad that they kind of went through that, and so maybe they can learn something from that particular game. So if they get in another situation, let's say, i.e. Fairfax this weekend, or Westchester, or Venice, or Uni, or Uni, they have to dig deep, and they have to figure it out, right? One play at a time. Everyone, doing what they need to do. If it's a block, a push, a pass, a catch, a run. They have to kind of build on it, step by step. And so I just don't want them to get, so dejected early in the game when they still have a lot of time to, kind of put some points on the board and make a difference in the football game.
Yeah, and we also talk about accountability too. And, it's not just the player's fault. As the head coach, there was things in that game I could have done better in the second half, play calling or getting guys in certain spots. And, I'm learning just as much as the kids are too. So, we all, I think as a team, we all learned. It was, together, and it was a very emotional game. Those players had friends on the other side. So, they really wanted this game. Obviously me and, our coaches got emotional and excited.
Yes,
it showed us. It showed. So, it was just all around an emotional game. And I think everybody wanted it so bad. So, when one bad thing happened, it was like all the air got sucked out of us. So, it was definitely a learning lesson. Like I said, we all kind of had a kumbaya and coming together moment. And whatever was in the air, we talked about it, and we moved past it. We moved on. So
absolutely. No, I'm laughing over here because I'm looking at the box score, right? The we scored 24 points in the first half. They had 14. So I'm like, okay, cool. We're right there. And then they scored, 7 points in the third quarter. I'm like, hey, we still good, right? But I'm looking at this the fourth quarter, man. That's bad. Where it just happened. They scored 22 points, and we couldn't score any more points on from that. So it was 24-43. And so again, not to, beat a dead horse, hopefully again, if they learn from it. And then at the end of the game, I know, you talked about being emotional. I did see a couple of headsets, or maybe one headset hit the ground.
Yeah, that was, Coach Reed can replace those.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but no, it was, as a coach, I wasn't mad at the players. Obviously everybody knows why I was upset, but and that's the first time I ever lost my cool. And just like I said, it was just an emotional game.
Absolutely.
It happens. It's football. I learned from it. Won't happen again. So.
Well, at least you didn't do a Trent Dilfer. You know what I'm saying? At least you didn't go off like he did. With his coaches for UAB. That was crazy. I would have loved to heard the audio for that, but just seeing him go off, I'm just like, okay, this is a different side of Trent.
Yeah, I heard about the situation. Somebody mentioned it, but I didn't see what happened, so I have to look it up later.
Yeah, just look it. I mean, he was just going off on, he was just went from one coach to another coach to, so like I said, there's no audio, But
Right.
you know, I would just love to see what he was just saying. You know, he was obviously upset, and I'm sure he
Right.
maybe apologize for his actions or whatever. But no, football is an emotional game,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm sure you wanted to win just as bad
Yeah.
as those coaches across the field wanted to win, and so
Absolutely.
you know, it didn't come out on our end, but I kind of did like what I saw, and I probably, again, you know, I knew we was going to talk about this, but you know, my favorite part of the game was at the end, you know, when you guys at the end, you know, did the 50-yard line.
Mhm.
Just you know, good game, good game, good game, and then all of the Brentwood players. You know, I know you wanted to go over to your team to kind of console
Right.
them and talk to them, but you know, they just kept running over to you saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
coach, you know what's going on." How did you feel at that point? I know you were a big emotional bag at that
Yeah.
point because you just lost, but then you see some of your former players and they just wanted to kind of give you some love, man. How did you feel at that point of the game?
Real quick, I just want to go back. I just want to say our coaches do a great job all the way around. I love them. They've been very great. So, you know, I wasn't mad. We talked about it that night. So I didn't. In that moment, yes, but we got over it. So I just want to put that out
Absolutely.
there.
No, you
But
good, coach. I mean, no, you good. I got you. I got you.
yeah. But yeah, no, no. During the handshake, I almost cried. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
it was very emotional. You know, just I hung out with Coach Humphreys, who's the D coordinator, at my birthday party a couple weeks prior. So seeing him wasn't too bad, but embracing Coach Ford, the head coach, and then that almost made me cry because he's been wonderful. He's instrumental in me getting this job here at Pali, and then just seeing all the guys. I know they want to be me on the field, but just them coming and embracing me, it was unexpected. I went to battle with those guys since they were at the school. So, being the head coach for the JV team last year and seeing those guys move up and playing well, obviously I wanted to win, but, just seeing those guys play well and the growth they made, me coaching the last 2 years, this is, it was awesome. Obviously
Yeah.
I want to win and, my I didn't want to seem like my kids are over there upset because we lost, and then I'm over here, versus it was
Right.
kind of a hard situation,
Absolutely.
but no, it was great to see them and be embraced and being loved. So it was a good moment.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a great moment. I mean, for those, you know, who don't know, you know, your story, they probably, you know, would question, but you know, those of us who know your story, we're like, okay, this is, you know, some good stuff. This is good soap opera stuff, right?
Right,
Because,
right,
you know, you were there last year and like you said, you mentored and coached these guys and now, you know, you're coaching against them. And so,
right.
you know, yeah, football is a game, but you know, like you said, you know, I always say, you know, faith, family, football. Definitely, that was a display of family and football at the end of that Brentwood Pally football game. So it was great
Yeah,
to see, and you know that's something that you need to see. I mean, we're emotional beings,
right,
and so but yeah, I know it was kind of. You know, you got this dichotomy going on because your team is over there. They're probably
right,
looking like, oh, look at our coach. He getting some hugs and daps and,
right,
you know, and you know they're like, okay, we just lost. Why he over there smiling or
right,
whatever?
right.
But you know, ultimately, like I said, you know, because you've mentored those guys, it meant so
Yeah,
much to you. It meant so much to them. So yeah, you were kind of put between a rock and a hard place. But ultimately, um, you know, we're all friends, we're all family, and that's kind of what counts because we're humans,
yeah.
and you know, we just have passion for this football game that we play.
Definitely. You know, I miss those guys over there. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm very happy to be at Pally. I honestly, since day one, everybody's been great, and I can't imagine my first head coaching stint being anywhere else. I just it's been a great experience so far, and I hopefully I'm here for a very long time, and as long as the fans and parents want me here. But
Absolutely.
um, no, I mean. It was kind of like a goodbye to them, in that moment,
Yeah.
in over before. But I can't be proud of the players I'm coaching right now, and I can't see myself coaching any other players. I just love it here. So, like I said,
Absolutely.
it's a goodbye moment to Brentwood, and
Yeah.
now I'm here at Pally.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it, you'll probably have, maybe, one or two more seasons, depending on, which guys kind of stay around in that program, for you to kind of phase out, and then, that won't necessarily be a problem. That won't be an issue.
Right.
You can, do the handshake and then be like, all right, let me go hang out with
Right.
my
Right.
team, win or lose, right? So
Right.
you got a couple of years to kind of feel those emotions, and like I said, they'll probably dissipate as the next 2 or 3 years, take place. So
It's
let's go
going to
ahead and
dissipate next year because I want to beat them.
there you go.
It's
Plus we'll
over
be
now.
in Pali, so it'd be a little bit
There you
different.
go. Exactly.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and finish up the last segment, which is our homecoming game against Fairfax, and we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. This is our second league game, and for all intents and purposes, this might be for league championship. From what I heard and from what you heard and what we've kind of talked about pregame, this might be the better, the better team out of the league. We know we know who Hamilton is. We already faced them. We know who Uni is. But ultimately, you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. But on paper, I'll just say on paper, there's some wins that we should already have. Like we already have Hamilton taken care of. University will probably take care of them. Venice, from what I'm hearing and what you're hearing, they're not as good as they have been in the past.
Right.
So that's going to be a match we have to look out for. But Fairfax and Westchester, those are the two games that we have to kind of look at. So let's go ahead and preview Fairfax. And what are your thoughts on facing possibly the first or second team in the Western League?
Well, I mean, honestly, every opponent to me is equal. I take them seriously. They're all undefeated in my book. We haven't played them, so I'm going to prepare for Uni the same way I prepare for Venice and Fairfax and Westchester. But as far as Fairfax, I mean, they have good athletes on that team. They're 5-1. Every team they've beat, they've pretty much blown out. So it's not going to be an easy task. And as coaches, we're not saying that they're the second best. That's the outside, people saying that. So I don't want to disrespect Venice or Westchester or Uni in any way, but people are saying Fairfax is the team to beat in our league besides us. So we just have to take care of business on Friday, and then prepare for Westchester the same way we would we have this week. So we're not taking any team for granted.
Absolutely. And I don't want to give them any bulletin board material either. So,
Right.
but I'll just couch it like this. Historically, we've kind of had their number. But yeah, but I always say, you never know what team is going to show up. So maybe, maybe they'll have a team who will play their heart out and try to do something. And maybe we'll have a team, on that particular night who, might not play that well. So you never know. So I don't want to give them any bulletin board material, but I'll just say historically we've had their number. And I'm, you as a coach, you gotta, you gotta say the way you said it. So I appreciate that. But no, we have the Fairfax here, like you said, they're 5-1. Dolphins are 4-2. And then just looking at some of the rankings and records, kind of tell you a little bit about league. We're both 1-0 in league. They've won all of their home games. We lost one of our home games. And so you see the points for and the points against, and then team averages, which is just something to look at. In education we talk about data, right? So here's just some data right here. According to Max Preps, Fairfax is scoring 10.5. We're scoring 10.3, kind of even right there. But then, something they do in the second quarter, I don't know how accurate this is, but 28 points, that's what they're averaging in the second quarter. They must have some good Gatorade or something to get them going. That's kind of
they beat one team 62-0, and they just beat Uni 42-0. So they put up some big numbers against their opponents. I think their one loss was against Crenshaw, and I think they lost 42-0. So every game they've played has been kind of lopsided.
Yeah. So, again, we'll have to see. They're averaging 38 points. We're averaging 28. So,
Mm.
just looking at this data, it should be a good game.
Yeah.
From what we can see.
No, it will be, and like I said, our kids are ready. It's been focused. No messing around. They've been, even scout team has been in there trying to help the other team out, our starters out. So it's been a great week of practice, and I think it's going to be a good game. And like hopefully we come out like we did the first half of Brentwood, and then continue that in the second half, because obviously their second and third quarters have been big, and ours have been kind of small. So we got to change that.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the game for them, for Pally, for the Dolphins to have a breakout game, and for
Yep.
them to do what they're capable of doing. And we saw that against Brentwood, if that's a good measurement, for all three quarters. They were, for most part, defense was up to par, offense was doing what they need to do. And so,
Right.
again, just having the presence of mind. If you get down a touchdown, all you got to do is go back and score, and just kind of keep battling and not have that defeatist mentality as soon as you get down by 7 or 10 points. Um,
Absolutely.
and I'm sure you and the rest of the coaching staff have talked to them about this moment, and we just hope that they're going to be ready. And of course, it's homecoming, and you've already said it earlier. Everyone wants to beat the home team on homecoming night.
Right. Right.
So, it should be a good game. Historically, we've had good matches with Fairfax, and so I'm sure
Mm.
this one is going to be one for the ages, especially with some of the predictions, like I said, that we talked about earlier, as it
Right.
relates to which team potentially
Right.
might take the Western League. So we'll just have
Right.
to stay tuned. Man, what else do we need to cover? Anything else, Coach, that we need to kind of cover for tomorrow? Just to prepare the Pally supporters who are going to come out and pack the stands this coming Friday night.
We're blue and white. That's who our uniforms are going to be blue, white bottoms. I think ASB is doing a blue and white theme. So wear your blue and white, come out support. If you see us struggling, just keep us alive. Keep cheering for us, and all the fans have been great. Every game. So I'm looking for a good game on our side, and I think it's going to be a fun, exciting homecoming. And just we got to be 2-0. That's what I'm striving for right now.
Absolutely. And I think just to take the same approach that the collegiate level and even the pros, they're saying, okay, well, right now we're 0 we're 0-0. We're gonna hit the field, and we just try to worry about this game, let this game take care of this game, and hopefully Pally will come out on top with a victory. We can celebrate, and the students can have a nice homecoming experience Saturday night.
Definitely.
There was something I was going to say. Question. Yeah. So I had a question about fans. Now, during the course of the game, man, there's a lot of, people yelling and screaming different things. Are you able to hear some of the noise and some of the fan requests for plays and passes and runs as you're on the sidelines?
I don't. I wear the headset, so I don't hear them. I hear them after the game. um, um, you know, I'm well aware that we should run the ball. I'll just say that.
So there you
I'm
go,
very well
folks.
aware.
There you
Yes.
go, folks. Don't yell from the stands. Run the ball. Coach knows what he's doing. He has a
I
plan.
sometimes I try to stick to the plan. Sometimes I veer off. Sometimes I
Yeah,
don't. But I call what I see. I call what I watched on film. I'm very well of what's going on. So
absolutely.
yeah. So I don't hear it in the moment, but I trust me, I hear it. I
Well,
hear about it, I should say.
absolutely. Well, Maureen, if she's still watching, she says, Coach, I want to tell you that you're loved by your team. And I think that's
I
when we
appreciate
were talking about Brentwood and
it.
just the emotional after the game, happenings that were taking place. And so,
Yeah. No, I
thank you,
appreciate that.
Maureen.
Thank you.
I think coach already knows that, just because of his team that he coaches every day, and just the response that they give him on a daily basis, really. Because not only are you coaching on Friday night, but you're also coaching the boys. Probably every day of the week. There's probably some student who's reaching out to you asking for advice, and so coaching goes beyond the football field, or it should go beyond the football field. It's these are precious moments, precious memories, and I'm sure coach has a wonderful influence on all of his players on the football squad.
Yeah, my message to them is always, I told a couple of players yesterday, I want you to be good football players, yes, but I want you to be good men as well. So
Absolutely.
it's not just football. I want you to graduate and be proud that you were coached by me. So that's
That's a wonderful
that's my
thing.
life lesson. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, Tanisha, what's going on? Tanisha Blake is in the house, and she says, "Go Pally," and she also says, "You guys got this. See you on Friday with the purple. Oh, I'm sorry, not with the purple heart, with the blue heart." So,
Awesome.
absolutely, Tanisha, we appreciate you. Just tapping in, chiming in a little bit, and so I'm not too sure where you are in the broadcast. If you're at the very top, or if you're somewhere in the middle, I don't know if you're doing the replay squad, but whatever, we're happy to have you here, Coach. Man, we'll just see you on the sidelines on Friday night, man. I know you have a lot to get ready for. I know there's a walkthrough tomorrow with the boys.
Yeah.
Any injury updates that we have that we need to be aware of, or because I'm calling the game. Do I need to
um,
be aware of everybody's safe this week?
we've had a few kids banged up. Terrell injured his knee at Hamilton, so he's been out a couple of days. But he'll be ready to go Friday night. Braden's still battling his ankle injury, so I've had to almost yank him out of practice sometimes because he wants to go. So I have to protect him from himself.
Yeah.
But who else? Fonzo hurt his shoulder Monday a little bit, so he's battling that injury. But nobody would be out this week. We're all, everybody would be ready to go. But we just have to monitor those things. And I think Jesse hurt his ankle today, but he should be okay to go too. So
Gotcha.
it's that mid-season
Yeah.
football, nagging injury stuff. So try to protect them and get ready for playoffs.
Absolutely. Now it's going to be a wonderful game, and looking forward to game number 2 in the Western League. This week we go against Fairfax High School. So that is Coach Smith. We appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit, and just stay tuned. We'll come back after once we close out the show, and just have some fun enough. So just hang tight. Thank you for joining us tonight on a short notice.
No problem. Always a pleasure. Appreciate it.
All righty. So there you go, everyone. That is Coach Smith. Man, we had a lot, we had a lot to catch up on. We recapped the Brentwood football game. We talked about Hamilton's game, the game against Hamilton last week, and then we gave a preview of what's going to happen this coming Friday. So again, we encourage everyone to come on out, support the boys, whether you're mom, dad, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, neighbor, or just a flat out Pally supporter. Come on out. I believe one of my sons is going to be in town, so we'll have him on the sideline for a hot second, and it's going to be a wonderful night. So homecoming is always great. It's a wonderful opportunity for alumni, whether you played football or not, whether you were just a student at Pally for 1 semester, 2 semesters, 4 semesters, whatever the case might be. Come on out, no matter what year you graduated. If you graduated 1980, 1990, 2000, 2010, it doesn't matter. Come on out, hang out with us, and help us cheer on our boys to their on their game. So JV goes live at 4 o'clock, and then varsity will that game a programming note, that game is at 7:30 p.m. So I believe last year some of the city games had to be moved to from 7 o'clock. So sometimes we go live at 7. Sometimes some of the games are live at 7:30. So just plan accordingly. Come on up and hang out by the stadium Stadium by the Sea. Of course, I will be live streaming, not on YouTube, another programming note, not on YouTube this week. We will return back on Facebook. So just catch us at the Pali High Facebook page, Pali High Football Facebook page, and we'll go live probably about 7:15 p.m. 15 minutes before the kickoff, before the 7:30 kickoff. Other than that, let's see. Thank you, Tanisha. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And she just saying, "Go boy," always supporting. Yes, I know you're Jabari's mom. I absolutely know who you are, and we appreciate your support and everything that you've done with Jabari. Just tell Jabari just to not. He need to ease up off the hits, man. That's what I remember. Coach on Thursday just had to tell him, "Look, man, let the man go. He's out of bounds. Just let him go, and then get ready for the next play." So if you could do that, that'd be great because we need him. We need Jabari, and we need him for the total game and not for a part of it. She says, "No, for real, for real." So Tanisha, I appreciate you hanging out. Those of you who are catching the live stream, we appreciate you. And we look forward to seeing you this coming Friday, JV at 4 o'clock, varsity at 7:30, Stadium by the Sea. Homecoming game, get there early. You have ASB with food trucks. We have our concession stand. We would love for you to patronize our concession stand. And just know that all of those concession purchases goes right back into the Pali football program. So on behalf of Coach Smith and the rest of the Pali football squad, I leave you with this. Coming to you, this is Mr. Riley, coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. See you on Friday. Thank you for watching. And as always, go Pali. Peace out.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a P! 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 Stop playing with a P!
Nice route. Way to skim it.
Other